So hello and welcome to another HTML5 animated banner tutorial, and as always, before we will start, I will show you what we are going to be doing today. So right now I am on the site Freepik as always, and I'm going to provide the link in the description so you can download this, and I'm also going to provide you my Illustrator file that I'm going to create right now in case that this won't be free in the future to download in the Freepik, or in case that you want to skip an Illustrator part. So right now I'm going to click download and I will go with the pre-download and I will save this. I already did this, so I will go to the place where I have saved this, and I am going to have this in here, and I am going to have a zip file like this, which I am going to right click and choose extract here. Then I am going to double click on this EPUB file, and it should open me this in the Illustrator. Sometimes you have from the Freepik IE file, which is Adobe Illustrator file, and sometimes you have this EPUB file, but both of them should open this in Illustrator. And right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create new document, so file, new, and I will go with 300 by 600 because it's a standard banner size for Google Ads, and I want to have this as it is, so I'm going to just click create. So right now I will try to click on the one of the tooth, and I can see that they are all separated. So I'm going to basically click and I'm going to drag it like so to the new canvas, and right now I'm going to scale this. So right now I'm holding shift and I can hold alt to go from the center, and I will do maybe something like this. And now what I want to do is I will go back in here and I will get this one. So I'm going to drag all of this to the new document like so, and one more time with the shift and alt I am going to scale this like so, and I will try to make it approximately the same size, the tooth, as this one, so maybe something like this. Now what I want to do is I would like to get I'm going to delete this tooth, but I would like to get these eyes and the mouth. So basically I'm going to double click. I'm going to double click one more time until I will get to the mouth, and I'm going to hit Ctrl X, and I am going to double click on the anywhere like so to go back, and I am going to hit Ctrl V to paste, and I am going to with my arrows position this maybe like so, and right now I am going to double click on these eyes until I will get them, and with the shift I am going to select both of them, Ctrl X, and I am going to double click to go outside, and Ctrl V, and I am going to paste this in here like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, but this is going to be grouped together. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Shift G to ungroup this, and right now it is still going to be grouped together because we have only ungrouped it from the shadow, which I can go ahead and delete. So one more time, Ctrl Shift G, or you can right click and choose ungroup. And right now I'm going to have this separated, but this is going to be like multiple parts, and the tooth is going to be separated. So right now I'm going to delete the tooth, and I'm going to delete the rest of the parts like so. And now what I'm going to do is I will select and highlight this, and there is something in here. I will get rid of that. So it was this part of the tooth. So I will make sure there is nothing more, but it's not. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to hit Ctrl G, or you can right click and choose group. So right now, if I open my layer 1, we are going to have a few things in here. And what I can do right now is I can go in here and I can group these eyes together. So I'm going to click on this X with shift on this one, and I'm going to hit Ctrl G like so. And now what I can do is basically, or what I could do is right now I have the teeth, the tooth like so, I have the eyes, and then I have the mouth, this mouth. So I have basically 3 layers. I can show you. We have this layer, we have this layer, and this one. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and group the tooth together. So I'm going to select it like so, and I'm going to hit Ctrl G. So basically right now we have two layers. One of them is going to be the tooth, and one of them is going to be this one. So I will close the layer 1, I will click on the layer 1, and I will go to these 3 lines, and I'm going to choose release 2 layers, and I'm going to select it like so with the shift, and I'm going to drag it outside of the layer 1, and then my layer 1 is going to be empty, so I am going to be able to delete it like so. And now we have 2 layers, and I'm going to save this file. I'm going to provide you this file in the description, and I will see you in Adobe Animate in few seconds. So right now I am in the Adobe Animate, and I will go with the 300 by 600, and I want everything as it is, and I'm going to hit create. Now I will go to the place where I have saved my Illustrator file, and it is going to be in here. And I'm going to drag this file in here like so, and I'm just going to click import. I want to have everything as it is, I don't want to change anything, so just import, and I'm going to have these 2 layers. I can go ahead and rename at least one of them, so this is going to be tooth, and I don't even know how to name this one, so I'm not going to be bothered about it. And but I can go ahead and for now hide it and maybe lock it. And what I want to do right now is I want to click on the tooth, and I'm going to convert this to the symbol. So modify, convert to symbol, or F8, and I can go ahead and call this to be tooth like so, and click OK. Now I'm going to double click in, and there are a few things that I need to do right now. I want to have in here, so I am in the scene 1 in the tooth, and I want to have in here few layers. So for example, I want to get this hand. So I will try to click, but right now I have selected all of the tooth, so I am going to double click, and I will have to double click one more time, and I will have to double click one more time, and right now I am able to get the hand. So I can click on this part with shift on this part to select it like so, and I'm going to hit Ctrl X to cut it, and I am in the scene, in the tooth, in the group, but I want to go back to the tooth. So I'm going to click like so, and right now I'm in the scene 1 in the tooth, and I'm going to create new layer. And if I'm going to hit only Ctrl V, it is going to position me this in the weird place. So I will go back, Ctrl Z, and I will go to the edit, and I will go paste in place, or Ctrl Shift V, and this is going to paste you this correctly. We will have to adjust this so I can position this below the teeth like so. And now what I want to do, maybe I can go ahead and call this to be hand. Maybe I can call this one to be tooth, and I'm going to get the other stuff. So the second hand I don't need to get because I'm not going to animate it, but I would like to get these eyes. So I'm going to double click, and right now I have them, so I'm going to hit Ctrl X to cut them. I will go back to the tooth. I'm going to create new layer, and Ctrl Shift V to position it, and I can call this layer to be Eyes X for example, and I'm going to hide it for a moment, and I'm going to double click until I will get to the normal eyes, and I'm going to select both of them, Ctrl X, and I will go back to the tooth, and I'm going to create new layer, Ctrl Shift V, and I can call this one to be only eyes. And there are few more things that I want to get. I want to get these eyebrows, so I'm going to double click until I will get to them. I will go one back because in here I can select both of them, Ctrl X, and I am going to go back in here like so, and I am going to create new layer, Ctrl Shift V, and on this new layer I am going to maybe call this to be eyebrows like so. And now we have 2 more things that we need to get. We want to get the happy mouth and the sad mouth. So I'm going to double click until I will get to this one like so, Ctrl X as always, and I'm going to create new layer, Ctrl Shift V, And let me see, this is going to be, I can only call this to be happy, and I will hide it for a second, and I'm going to double click on this one, Control X, and this is going to be set. So I'm going to create new layer, Control Shift V, and this is going to be set like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. So I will go to the place where I want to save this, so it is in here, and I am going to create a new folder which is going to be animate. I will call it animate 1, and I will go inside, and I will call this to be tooth, like so, and I will hit save. And now I will go to the file, and I'm going to choose save as, and I will go back in here, and I will go to this tutorial, and I'm going to create new layer which is going to be animate 2, and I will go inside the animate 2, and this is going to be tooth, like so. So right now I will be able to provide you this animate file. So I have created a copy, and I will provide you this because there is a possibility that you are going to have an issue working with something like this. Now what I'm going to do is I will have to convert the things that I want to animate to the symbol. So I want to animate the hand, so I will click on the hand, but I'm going to click on this one and this one, like so, or you can select it like this, and I'm going to, you can try to move it to make sure that you have selected both of them, then go back, and I will go with F8 or modified convert to symbol, F8, and I can call this to be hand, and I'm going to click OK. Now I am going to click on these eyebrows on the one, and with the shift on the second one, F8, and I'm not going to name this, so symbol 1 is fine, like so. And I think that the rest of the things we are not going to be animating. We are just going to finish the eye timeline for this one, and then replace it with the X one. I hope that makes sense. But I will go maybe to frame, I don't know, 200. And I'm going to extend the timeline for all of them. So I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose insert frame or F5, and it is going to extend me the timeline. And now I will go to this hand, I will hit Q or free transform tool, and I'm going to position the anchor point in here. And now I'm going to create the animation of the waving. So I'm going to create new keyframe, F6, or right click and insert keyframe, but F6, and I'm going to do something like this. And maybe on the first keyframe I can do it like so. So we have this keyframe, and now I'm going to duplicate the first keyframe with Alt, like so, and I'm going to create classic tween. So I will right click and create classic tween. So we are going to have something like this. Usually when I do something, some animations, I want to have some kind of easings, but with this waving I think that it's not necessary. I'm going to duplicate these keyframes, so I have selected them like so, click on the one with shift on this one, and right now with the Alt I can select it like so, and right now we are going to have this waving like so, but I would like to maybe position this on this keyframe like so. So basically we are going to have 1 and 2, and now what I can do is I am going to hit Ctrl Enter to see how this is going to be looking in the browser. So we are going to have something like this, and let me see it one more time. Okay, I think that it's too fast. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of the keyframes, and I'm going to extend this like so. So right now the animation should be slower, so I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and we are going to have something like this. And maybe right now it is too slow, so I can do this one more time. I'm going to select it like so, and do it maybe something like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to duplicate it one more time. So something like this. So we have this waving, then we have one more time this waving, and we can do this one more time. So I'm going to duplicate this like so and position it in here. And now I want to create an animation with these eyebrows. So I will go to this layer, and maybe from the beginning I can go in here, click F6, and with the shift and arrow put it a little bit up like so. And then I'm going to duplicate the first keyframe with Alt like so, and I'm going to create the classic tween. And in here I am going to create an easing, so I will click on the first keyframe with shift on the second keyframe. I will go to the classic ease and I'm going to choose basic easy in out. So something like this, and this just make the animation a little bit better. It's not linear, but yeah. So we are going to have something like this, and I'm going to duplicate this. So one more time, the same thing, Alt, and I'm going to do it like so. So this is going to be like once and twice. And then I'm going to duplicate this together, and I'm going to maybe position it like so, and I'm going to duplicate it a few more times, so maybe something like this. And I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and I will see how this is going to be looking. So yeah, we have something like this. And now a few things. First of all is that I'm going to show my IX and this happy. And one thing that maybe you have noticed is that even though I had this hidden in here, if I hit Ctrl Enter, they are going to be visible. Basically, you can go, it's in the file, in the publish settings, and it is include hidden layers. So right now, if I'm going to uncheck this, right now we are not going to be able to see the hidden layers. But yeah, I will go back in here, and I'm going to uncheck this or check it back, and I will click OK, because what I want to do right now is I want to show all of my layers, and this said, I am going to click this keyframe, and I am going to position it maybe to the frame, I don't know, 140, something like this. And then what I'm going to do is on this happy, I will go to this frame 140, I will click, with shift I'm going to select the rest, and I'm going to click shift F5, or you can right click and choose remove frames. And basically this means that we are going to have this happy, and then the happy will ends and the set will start. And we will do the same thing for the eyes. So this eyes X, I'm going to position the keyframe maybe in here, and a little bit more. So I'm going to position it maybe like so. And now I'm going to extend the timeline for everything. So I will go to the 300. This is going to mess something a little bit, F5, but it doesn't matter. One of the things that I have messed right now is that this happy, it's right now extended. So one more time I'm going to have to get rid of it. So I will go like this and shift F5. And now we have this ice X, and we have the normal ice in here. So I will click in here, and I will go in here like so, and I will make sure that I'm on the same layer, and I will right click, and I'm going to choose remove frames or shift F5. So right now we should have something like this, and then something like this. I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and we will see how this is going to be looking. So we have something like this. And then we are going to have this face change and this eyes change. I don't really like the animation of the waving hand, but I'm not going to be bothered about it right now because I don't want to play with it too much. Now what I can do is I can see that I have this animation, and I can see that this face is going to change on the frame 140. So I will go back to the main timeline. Scene 1 like so, and I'm going to unlock this and show it, this one, and I'm going to extend the timeline the same way as in the TIFF. So if I double click, I can see that the timeline has 300 frames, and frame 140 is the frame when I want this to touch the TIFF. So I will go to the frame 300, and I'm going to with F5 extend the timeline, and then I'm going to animate, I'm going to convert this to the symbol, so F8, and I'm going to call this symbol 2, and I will go like so inside. I will position it like so. And now what I can do is I'm going to get this keyframe. I will go maybe to frame 100 and something, and then on the frame 140 I will click F6, and I'm going to animate this down like so. And maybe I'm going to position it a little bit like this. If you want, what you can do is you can go to the first keyframe, you can go inside of this, and maybe I'm going to go to the shape tool and I'm going to get the stroke color of this and the fill color of this, and I'm going to create something like this, and then I'm going to highlight it, only this part, like so, and I'm going to position it maybe like so. So this is like I don't want this to be floating, so something like this, and I will go back to the scene 1. And right now I'm going to create classic tween, so create classic tween, and we are going to have the animation of this like so. And I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and I will see how this is going to be looking. So we have the thief like so, he is happy, and then this is going to come, and he is going to be set. Now what I'm going to do is I will go back to the animate, and I will go maybe to frame 165, and I'm going to create the keyframe on both of them. So in here I don't want to have any movement between, and then maybe to frame 190, I don't know, F6, and both of them I'm going to get up like so, and I'm going to create classic tween. We can go ahead and play with the keyframes, but play with the easings, but I think that here it is fine. I will hit Ctrl Enter one more time to see how this is going to look. So we have something like this, then this is going to come, and then like so. Maybe what I can do is I can go to the thief. So I will go to the first frame. I will double click, and maybe this eyes X I would like to appear a little bit earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position this maybe in here like so, and this means that the normal eyes I want to disappear a little bit earlier, so Shift F5. So now we are going to have it like so, and I can click anywhere, and I can go to the stage, and I can choose some kind of maybe something which is not white, something like this. And let me see it one more time to make sure that I like it. So we have the one more time this, then this is going to come, the eyes are going to change, and like this. Now what I can do is I will go back to the scene 1, and I'm going to provide you this in the description. This is just the image of the toothpaste that I got from the Freepik, but I don't want to show you how you can get this from the Photoshop or something like that. So basically I will go in here, I have these PNGs, and I have this toothpaste, but you can get any image, like it doesn't matter, and I'm going to get it in here like so. And basically, I don't want to have the empty canvas when the TV will go away. So I will click on this one, I will click F8, and symbol 3 is fine. And I'm going to get the keyframe, and I'm going to position it maybe in here, like so. Maybe I'm going to scale this little bit, so I'm going to scale this like so. Maybe I'm going to rotate this little bit like so. And I'm going to position it maybe like this, and I will create new keyframe F6, and on this keyframe I'm going to position this down like so, and I will create classic tween, and I will go with some kind of easing. So I will go with this easing, so easy out, so basically it will start fast and then it will slow down at the end of the animation, so something like this. And then I can create some kind of text, so new layer, and I will just get the same color as this toothpaste, and I will just type one more time, new layer, something like protect your teeth. And I hope that I have spelled this correctly, but something like this, and I can convert this to the symbol F8, and I will get the keyframe like so. So I'm going to position the keyframe in here, create new keyframe F6, and I will go to the first keyframe and I'm going to position this down like so, and I'm going to click on this and I'm going to choose that alpha is going to be 0, and I'm going to create classic tween. So basically it will start from the 0 opacity and like so, and I'm going to create some kind of easing, so I'm going to go with the same easing like this. So the toothpaste is going to come and the text is going to come. And actually I can maybe extend this a little bit and I can change the order, so I can make it like the text is going to come and the toothpaste is going to come later. So we are going to have something like this. And I will position this a little bit more down, so we are going to have the animation like so. And I would like to position it a little bit earlier. So basically the thief is going away and the text is coming. And then this is coming. I am going to hit Ctrl Enter and I will see how this is going to be looking. So we have it like so. Then this is going to come, it is going to get this, and we are going to have something like this. So yeah, and right now I am going to show you how you can stop this animation, because if you want to use this in Google Ads, it can loop only maybe 2-3 times, 30 seconds, and I will also show you how you can export this. So basically, when we want to stop this animation, we will have to do this on the both of the timelines. So I'm going to create new layer, and I'm going to call this layer to be code, and I'm going to click on the right click on the first frame, choose actions, and I'm going to type basically this dot stop parentheses and semicolon. The semicolon is optional, but it's a good practice. And I'm going to position this little A to the end of the timeline because it would stop the animation immediately. So something like this. And then I will have to go to the thief. So I will go to the first frame, I will double click, I will create new layer, and I will right click, choose actions, and I am going to paste the same code, and I am going to position this code to the end. Like so, and this means that this is going to play the animation only once, and then it is going to stop. I will go right now to this website, and I can show you we can wait. This is going to come, and the animation is not going to be looping. I can go in here, loop animation. I'm going to provide the link in the description, and maybe I can provide the code in the description. But basically in here, we are going to have two codes. One of them is this one, and one of them is this one. I will go with this one, and I'm going to hit Ctrl C. They are almost the same, but here is the equal sign, and here is like the small or bigger sign, but I want to go with this, and I will go back to the Adobe Animate, and I'm going to replace my codes. So I will go in here, right click and actions or F9, and I'm going to replace it like so, and this number means how many times this is going to be looped. So I will go maybe with 2. And right now we are in the inner timeline, so I will go to the scene 1, and I will have to do the same thing for this one. And I show this in almost all of the tutorials because I want to show you how you can do something like this. So I repeat this a lot, this process. So we have something like this, and this would mean that it is going to loop 2 times, and then it is going to stop the animation. And now I will go to the place where I have saved this. So it is going to be in here in the tutorial, in the animate number 2, and I'm going to have my animate file, some JavaScript, HTML, and some images. I'm going to get rid of everything which is not animate file, and I will go to the file, I will go to the publish settings, and I'm going to click on this folder, and I'm going to choose the place where I want to save this. So I have this in here, and I will go to this tutorial, I will go to the animate 2, and I'm going to create new folder. I have this in Spanish, but new folder basically. I'm going to call the folder index, and I will go inside, and I will call this one to be index. This is optional, but I call it like that, and I will hit save. And one thing that we need to do is go to the HTML.js and uncheck these hosted libraries. This is going to give us one additional file. I will hit OK, I will hit file, and I will hit publish. And right now they are going to have these things in this index folder. This libs is what we have unchecked, and right now what I can do is right click on the index, choose send to, and there is this zip file, and we are going to have something like this. And this should be smaller than 150 kilobytes and 150 kilobytes, and it is 115, so it is fine. But in this index, you have these images, and you have everything in one PNG, like so, which right now is 47 kilobytes, and you can go ahead and put this to the website called Tiny PNG, which allows you to scale your PNG down without losing quality. And in the file, in the publish settings, you have an option to export image assets. I almost always use this texture, but there are other options, so if you want, you can play with it. So yeah, this is it. This is all of the tutorial. If you have watched until the end, let me know in the comment. I like to know if at least someone has watched it until the end. But yeah, thank you very much for your time. I hope that you have learned something new, and hopefully I will see you in some other tutorial. In the channel I have the lists when you can find the HTML5 banners, some JavaScript in Adobe Animate, a few tutorials in After Effects, some shorts tutorial, and so on. So you can go ahead and check the whole channel. So thank you very much, and goodbye.